Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. So, alhamdulillah. We still gonna do Tafsir Sa'di, but one of the brothers who had been reading the Quran, one of the new brothers, they was discussing with somebody, and somebody told them that the Surah 72 about the Jinn, they was told that this was about the Jews. Okay. Unfortunately, years ago, I don't know about the new ones. I haven't looked at the footnotes in them. But years ago, your Yusuf Ali translations in like the footnotes, Yusuf Ali put that in the footnotes that the Jinn was referring to the Jews, that it wasn't no real jinns. The jinns was the Jews. This was in a Yusuf Ali translation. It could have been in some other ones. Where he got that from, I don't know. There is individuals who are Muslim that don't believe in the jinn, although there's a whole surah about the jinn. So they was told that it was about the Jews, Jews and American European people. So we gonna touch just a little bit of Tafsir Sa'di about it, and then I'm gonna answer a couple of short questions that I was asked about the marriage topic. So with the marriage topic, I be talking without talking. So like with me saying, this is what I'm seeing. When I'm doing sit downs, or people that I married, or I was a wakil for the person and somebody else married them, and when a marriage start to get in shambles, these is the situations that's being had. Now I use myself as a personal to describe a personal situation, but this exact, because without having to tell somebody else's story, but the story that I told, this is what the majority of the situations that I'm seeing, that I'm involved in, this is what's breaking up the marriages, or during the sit downs, people deciding to not get married. You see what I'm saying? I know there's other cases out there of different things, but what I'm seeing, the majority of the cases, and I want to say 90%, it all be over petty or selfishness. Just like some people, I will say at a point in time, this is something I want to explain to sisters about men. Because, even as non-Muslims, even non-Muslim women, and some women carry it over into Islam, they feel like men only want one thing. So, sometimes when marriage don't work out, they feel like the man only just wanted to fulfill his desires. So what I want the women to understand is this, and you got to put your thinking cap on with this one. If a man see a woman and he want to fulfill his desires with her, and then he marries her, now she's his wife. Why wouldn't he want to fulfill his desires with her all the time? She's my wife now. I can fulfill my desires with her anytime I want to. Why would I marry her to fulfill my desires and then divorce her? Now I can't fulfill my desires with her. Generally, if they stab out like that, to keep it 100, is because their desires wasn't fulfilled. And see, because I know and we all adults. All women don't do what they consider to be climaxing, or they don't climax with every partner. And then they feel like a dude, because he can climax with every partner, and the climax is something that they don't get, but they know what it's like, they think that's the ultimate thing for the guy. Just because he climaxed don't mean it was the best thing on earth to him. There could be more that come to it, and that isn't fulfilled for him. I'm just keeping it Dougie. It could be boring. It could not feel good. But due to the way our bodies is designed for them to get pregnant, this, that, and, to get women pregnant, men can climax. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, we all adults. Just like a woman. A man can climax with their hand. Some of the stuff, man, I done heard or seen stuff where men create in prison. They be climaxing with gloves with baby oil in it. There ain't even a woman. So if they do stab out or they be a certain way, it's not because they fulfilled their desires. It's because their desires is not being fulfilled in a way that they thought they would. Or their desires was fulfilled, but the female be crazy. Or she has disorders that hasn't been diagnosed, and she's going to come off crazy to a person who don't recognize that, and to like people who don't understand that. Like, so this is what I see. I mean, I see it a whole lot. Even with Five. That's what I call her. The sister in the comments. Five, my people. Me and Five been cool for a lot of years. You know what I'm saying? And cause Five, that's in the Midwest, you know what I'm saying? Five means something. So, due to her personality and how she is, I always, back in the day, like I've been knowing Five for some years. And that's what I'll be like. I'll be like, man, what's popping, Five? You know what I'm saying? What you want, Five? What's popping? Because of her personality. So I always call her Five. But like Five said in a comment, yeah, I'm a little OCD-ish, but I ain't going to be tripping about whether you use the microwave after 10 or this and that, right? But she said, but I am going to get up. Eventually, I'm going to get up and make my way down to the follow-up, and basically, I'm finna go look for something wrong. I'm going to go look in the microwave and see. One thing about it, generally, when people go look for stuff, it might not be nothing wrong. The towel just might be a little crooked. The microwave, let's say the microwave usually had a time on it, and then they might put something in the microwave for 3 minutes, and let's say it's done in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. So they just hit it and open it up, and then when they close it, it might have like 30 or 40 seconds left on it instead of the time. That right there might bother some people. And like I said, I can't say it's going to be Five, but I know Five. If Five going to go look for something, generally Five is going to find something. And with a grown man, like for some men who don't understand how OCD work and how people function in their mind, they're going to think that's crazy. Like, I'm a grown man, above the age of 30, above the age of 40, and then you get up to go to the kitchen to microwave some popcorn, or you go to get you a drink, and then you come sit back to watch a movie or do whatever you're doing, and then about 10 minutes later you see your wife come looking around, looking all at the microwave and all this other stuff, looking for something, and then they gonna find something. Why you leave these seconds on here? Why you didn't straighten this towel all the way up? And this is going to be every day of the week. Everybody not built for it. they're gonna think something wrong with that. That's all I'm saying. And like I said, for people who listening to me, and you can see in the comments, 5 said she even gonna do that. And then, like she said, maybe the sister was nervous. I know the sister wasn't nervous because wallahi. But I give her that excuse, wallahi, wallahi, wallahi. After some time had passed, like I said, me and that sister, we still cool to this day. But wallahi, wallahi, that sister said to me, I understand why you didn't marry me. You know what I'm saying? She was like, I was annoying. I was being agitated. You know what I'm saying? She said, if I was a man, wallahi, I wouldn't marry me either. And then when she do get into the marriages, and sometimes when a marriage go bad, she hit me up. Because she was tripping. You know what I'm saying? She be tripping. With that same stuff, man, cleaning stuff that ain't dirty, getting mad about where they placed some soap in it. The soap ain't placed right in the middle on the shelf in the shower. Just tripping. And ain't no grown man just going, grown man going there to take a shower, had a hard day, might have had a stressful day at work, and then they go take them a little shower. Come up out the shower, probably want to lay down, probably want to be with their woman. You know what I'm saying? Probably want to watch a movie with them or something. And then here you come, you got to go start inspecting the bathroom. Looking for a drop of water on the floor, just looking for something wrong. And when your mind, if it ain't like completely lined up perfectly, like if it's not enough space in between here, like, to clean something that's clean, could you see something wrong with it? Especially 20, 30, 40 times? You're going to see something wrong. And that's all I'm saying. I see that ruin a lot of marriages. Like, prime example, that not involve me. To sit in front of a couple who got a decent marriage and they fighting over the toilet seat. Like, really going at it. I'm sick of him. I can't stand him. He act like he can't put the toilet seat back down when he used the bathroom. And then him trying to get her to understand, just as important for the toilet seat to be down for you, it's just as important for the toilet seat to be up for me. I have to use it with the toilet seat up. You have to use it when the toilet seat is down. Why don't you raise the toilet seat back up after you use it? But that's stupid to her. But that's dumb. Why would I do that? Would I use it with it up? Why would I put it down? Because you need to do it for me. Okay, well, you need to raise the toilet seat up for me. But her whole concept, she can't fathom it. Why would I do that? That's dumb. And they really about to divorce over it. And then, like, I understand for the brothers who understand the sunnah and about sitting down urinating in your home, like the Rasul, and to protect the bathroom from urine and to protect your clothes and all that from urine. I can understand if that's their point of view. Well, he's supposed to be sitting down urinating anyway. But a lot of the brothers, even though they call themselves Sunni because they call themselves Salafi, but they don't know nothing about the Sunnah or the Salaf. They don't know that. They might even sit down and say, man, that's for women. Not understanding the Rasul sit down and urinated in his house. But they not coming from that perspective. And then the only thing is, he just want to be heard. Cool. If I sit it down, and then you go in there and use the bathroom, you don't use the bathroom, you finna go to bed for the night. Raise it back up when you're done. You're not coming back to use it. Because I need it up for me. That's stupid. Why would I do that? Because it's just as important for him to have it up as it is for you to have it down. That's what I'm talking about. And like I'm talking about then little stuff from arguments about the toilet seat, things start getting said that they can't take back. Well, why am I with you for anyway? You can't really do these things. You can't really lay carpet. You don't know how to do hardwood floors. All you do is pray and read books all the time. So then here he come with what he think. Another prime example, which was foolish to me, and I told the sister, you really not ready for marriage, man, because you be tripping. And because dudes won't see it your way, you think the men be tripping. So, and even during the sit down process, man, but they was already hooked on each other. And I'm saying to the brother, wallahi, man, are you sure you want to do this? In front of her. I'm her Wakil. She my people. We cool right now. She understood it. I always kept it Dougie with her. She my people right now to this day. And they wanted to go through with it. I married them. 3-4 days in the marriage. This the first issue. Phone ringing. I'm like, Salaam alaikum. Wa alaikum salam. Yaga. You know what I'm saying? Some people in New York, they be calling me Yaga. For y'all seeing. So she called me Yaga. You know what I'm saying? Wallahi, she in New York, right? So she like, Yaga, this dude over here cooking 2 starches. I said, cooking 2 starches? Yeah. So he asked me what did I want to eat. And we went through this, so we decided on steak. And some macaroni and cheese and some vegetables. I said, okay. She was like, but this dude done made baked potatoes. And then he cooked a couple of pieces of turkey bacon, to chop up the turkey bacon and to put them in the baked potatoes. So they had steak, macaroni and cheese, some broccoli, right? That's the vegetable, some broccoli, and then he made 2 baked potatoes to put cheese and broccoli in the baked potato, and then he cooked like 2-3 pieces of turkey bacon to tear up and put in the baked potato. And because of her OCD, that blew her mind. He's eating 2 starches. I said, okay, did he pay for the food? She said, yeah. I said, did he cook it? Wallahi. She said, yeah, he did all the cooking. Okay, what is you tripping for then? Because he's eating 2 starches. Now, wallahi, she weighs more than him. She the one who got the weight on her. You know what I'm saying? He a little thinned out cat. And he from the Midwest. He was from Ohio. He had the little Tupac Ja Rule build. Smooth little cat. I chopped it up with him, and we had that little Midwest thing in common. Are you sure you want to do this, man? You know what I'm saying? Wallahi. And she'd just be like, Yaga, quit hating. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about, I'm looking in his eyes. I'm in front of them. You sure you want to do this, brother? You know what I'm saying? And because he was cooking, he made a baked potato, and because he actually cooked the turkey bacon, now she also got more of a problem, because now she considers him to be eating 2 meats. You putting turkey bacon in a baked potato, you already got steak. You got macaroni and cheese and a baked potato, that's 2 starches. So I said, look, if you don't want to eat the baked potato, or if you want the baked potato and you don't want the macaroni and cheese, then pick the one that you want. She couldn't let it go. It was OCD. Next morning. Now, but he ate it all throughout the night. Next morning, again, because the man cooked turkey bacon. He had him a few pieces of turkey bacon, cheese, eggs, hash browns, and a couple of beef sausages. He was eating 2 meats. You either eat turkey bacon, cheese, eggs, hash browns, or you either eat beef sausage, cheese, eggs, and hash browns. You can't eat turkey bacon and beef sausages. He bought it. He cooked it. You're not cooking it for him. These real arguments. Then the next argument after that, see, I didn't know this until I went to the East Coast. In the Midwest and some places in the South, black people eat fish and spaghetti. They'll eat chicken and spaghetti. You might even see somebody with a steak and some spaghetti. But on the East Coast, spaghetti just a meal. You can't have fish and spaghetti. You can't have chicken and spaghetti. Just like he can't have two meats for breakfast. So I'm sitting up like, trying to resolve it, because like that was the next thing. He made some spaghetti and then he fried some fish. No, you can't eat fish and spaghetti. Yeah, who does this? Who does this? I'm like, man, that's regular stuff in the Midwest. People love fish and spaghetti. That's two meals. That's two meats. It's already hamburger and a spaghetti. So he bought it. He cooked it. You ain't had to go to the store. You ain't had to cook. You ain't got to do nothing. If you want spaghetti, eat spaghetti. If you want fish, eat fish. But that's two meats. That's two meats. Because of her OCD, she can't leave it alone. It ain't lining up with the way how everything is perfect for her. You can't eat fish and spaghetti. And I'm sitting down saying, but I know you didn't eat steak and shrimp before. Yeah, but that's different. You don't consider that two meats? Yeah, but that's surf and turf. But what's the difference between a steak and shrimp and a hamburger that's in spaghetti and fish? That's still beef and something from the sea. But she couldn't wrap her mind around it. And she couldn't quit making issues about it. Guess what happened? Their marriage was over in 6 days. In 6 days. And wallahi, this is really, yeah, he eating he cooking 2 starches. I'm like, man, hey, man, you might as well go ahead and go back home, brother. Go, man. Whatever y'all negotiated, man, go and get your mar back, man, and go home, man. It's not gonna get any better. It ain't gonna get any better. You can't fix that, bro. So that's what I'm saying, man. And this is the stuff I'm seeing people break up over. It's not one person cheating. It's not nobody talking to other girls. They breaking up and having real fights over because a brother had 3-4 pieces of turkey bacon and 2-3 beef sausage links, not like the little small sausage links, not like the big Polish sausage type sausages. The little ones already ready-made beef sausages that, sometimes they be in a little patty and sometimes they be in like a link. Some cheese, eggs, and hash browns. And the fact that he had turkey bacon and beef sausage drove her insane. Drove her insane. But these isn't the only scenarios. I mean, this isn't the only couple. You see what I'm saying? And that's why, and like with the couple I was talking about with, that's what somebody asked me about the brother who whooped the imam. I mean, put straight belt on him. Dude, they were straight because the way that they worked things out, he was always home. He was always with his family. They got along. The two sisters, they was friends. One of them he had been with them the same amount of time. One of them only had like 5-6 months above the other one. They had 5 kids together. He had 3 with one because they had twins. So he had 3 with one, 2 with the other one. Around this time, the oldest 2 kids was around like 7 and 8. Dude would go do like a roof or something. He might do like 2 roofs in a week and make like 2,000-3,000, right? Then he might go do a couple of yards or fix a porch or something. But the point is, the man didn't even work 40 hours a month. And then they would do stuff like when me and Deez was up there, and like when we would come over there and kick it, come over there to be around him and some of the brothers, the sister and the other kids would go to the other sister's apartment, and then we'd have that whole apartment to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? If we wanted to stay the weekend, but my point is, it was like a fight weekend. We set up and watched them make like 400. What was it, D? About 470, 460. They basically made around $470 selling dinners. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're on the East Coast, you can order like a whole big box of turkey wings. But they'll be turkey wings, they just a little bit bigger than chicken wings. They be fire. You can could get turkey legs too. And the turkey legs be a little bit bigger than a chicken leg. They be fire, they be tender. And that man, they get them turkey dinners together, they'll bake them. And then if you want it smothered in gravy, and we talking about $12 or $15 dinners. You know what I'm saying? If you was getting 3 or more, he would deliver them to you, $5. So in a month, the man might pull about $4,000 a month. But the girls doing the cooking, he'll take the money out the pot, get the little stuff. They stuff work for them. And you know, for the imam to tell the girls to divorce him because they live in low income housing and his name was on the lease. He just didn't want to go work every day of the week and be away from his family. And then you're going to try to have them divorce them, and they got like 7-8-year-old kids. You know what I'm saying? 5 kids. Like I said, when he went out with one, the other one watched all the kids. Then when it was time for him to go out with the other one, then the other one watched the kids. They owned their vehicle. They had one vehicle. They owned it. They owned all the furniture, like wasn't nothing from Rent-A-Center, like it wasn't no payments, no credit cards. They owned everything. 10 G's in this house, 10 G's in that house. Then the girls, they sold candles, and then they would document little stuff. And at the end of the year, they would file taxes. You know what I'm saying? And now they popping out getting $8,000 because of the kids, and then they would put it in a pot. You know what I'm saying? When they would have conferences, they would pay the money and get a little booth. What they was calling them, a vending spot. And then they would sell food on one. They had a booth next to each other. In this one, they selling food. And in this one, they selling candles. Because like I said, the sisters made candles, beard oils, body butters. They was hustling. And they would pull in a few thousand. And like I said, I knew people who had jobs. And they had car payments, furniture payments, whole bunch of riba. You know what I'm saying? Kids they had their own beds, everything was nice. Cause like I said, they rent all their bills and stuff, man, probably about $200 a month, depending on what he got with the cable and internet. Cause the rent wasn't nothing about $30, $35 in both places. And he owned one of the leases. And they was chilling, man. They was chilling. They even went places together. Him and her, the whole family, all out to eat. They just take the money out the pot. They be like, girl, y'all fool. When y'all sell this stuff, man, y'all put that stuff in there. Like it was one time we was up there, dude this is what he did. He did a roof. and something else he did. And he had a little crew. A couple of the people that he paid to help. But like right now, his son's like 15, 16, so they help him. But anyway, he did this intentionally to be with his family. They lived like the Rasul and them. And instead of saying he was a hustler, he would say, I'm a tarjan, which is basically a salesman. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, they would do stuff, man, like dude would go rent a U-Haul for the little $19 U-Haul and clean out people's basement or garages. And sometimes he would like rebuild tables and sell them. Dude was getting to it, but that man didn't even work 20 hours a month sometimes. And we was up there, dude did a roof and something else. But anyway, his cut was 5 G's. 5 G's. He went, gave one wife, here go 1,000. Get anything you want. The kids need anything, get that. Went to the other wife, here go 1,000. Anything you want, anything the kids need. Then he took 1,000. Then he got 2 G's, right? He took 1 G, paid the bills for both of the other places, and then took the other stack and put it in a little saving pot for any type of emergency or whatever. That's how he got down. You know what I'm saying? That little stack he had to pay bills at both places, he could pay bills 2 months off of that. And you know the imam gonna tell them to divorce you because they didn't know they didn't know their whole situation. And, because they were Salafi on the Salafi side that don't like nobody. That's the Taghut. The Taghut taking care of you because you live in low income and you get food stamps. Y'all need to divorce him. Y'all gonna have these women divorce this man. This they kids' fathers, kids 7 and 8. They've been doing this like almost 9 years. Because it wasn't neither one of them pregnant when he married them. They had to go through 9 months pregnancy. They had been doing this about 9 years. And he wasn't no old brother. They wasn't old either. And they wasn't like no low self-esteem sisters. They had a program, man. They worked out together. They was all fit. They used to get up and stretch after prayer. They was on it. And when somebody who got in their business, low key, they were saying it was a brother who thought he was gonna get one of them sisters, man. And they had another sister go tell the imam, and then the imam told when they came to the masjid, even though he didn't talk to him. He went and talked both of them sisters and said, man, that brother taking advantage of y'all. Y'all divorce him. Y'all gotta divorce him. That's the taghut. Come on, man. They got kids, man. Y'all gonna have this man. You gonna have this man lose his family? So they went straight home and told him. And dude waited till the next prayer and came up there and put belt on him. You know what I'm saying? Put some new shoes on his feet and tied him up. Had that man looking at life different. And it cracked me up because about a year later, I was listening to another prominent imam. And the imam had brought it up and was saying, that's why like now, these imams stay out of people's marriages. And some sisters really be needing it. And they be coming like, hey man, this dude, he crazy, he beat me. And them imams be like, be patient, sister. Sister, just be patient. Because hey, if he beating you up, he might come up here and throw some new shoes on my feet. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of them switched up after dude went up there and made boy read them knuckles. So, man. So like for some of the brothers, I ain't saying, can't nobody change, these things. Because like I said, I be seeing brothers with the same thing. He getting mad at her, the towel not lined up, and that means she ain't clean and all that, man. I just don't see none of it worth not being married anymore. You know what I'm saying? But these are the things I'm seeing, like I said, during sit downs. They not getting married because of this, or they already married and they breaking up because of that. And like I said, man, there's some of the sisters, he just wanted sex anyway. Why would he leave you? If your sex is what he want, why would he leave? He don't get it no more after that. That don't really make much sense. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just real talk, man. I ain't saying it never happens. I ain't saying it never happened, but you know, a lot of, like I said, man, a lot of people is changing, man. People really want marriage. They want companionship. Some of these brothers want a sister that, you know, they can really have real companionship with, and the vice versa. So they be serious. They even be liking each other, but it just be the petty stuff. How you eating two meats? Why you gotta start two starches? Fighting over the toilet seat. Really breaking up. Using the microwave after 10. You done use 2 glasses in a day. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, hey man, it just don't be worth it, man. And like I said, the ones who not chasing it, hey, I'm gonna make a little money. We gonna make us some money together. We gonna spend all our time together. We gonna raise our kids. We gonna pay for these Islamic classes. And we gonna work on making hijrah. Had a little plan to get them some type of little building or like a little house or something to rehab and start renting it out. They marriages, man, was like that, man. But the ones who be chasing it, she work 80 hours, he work 80 hours. You know, somebody else watching their kids, and they be too tired, they be too frustrated from work. Then they get home and then everybody else in their business and they fighting with each other, and then they getting mad. You know, she done made some salad. He add some cheese and sunflower seeds to his salad. Now she mad. Don't add nothing to my salad. He throw a little hot sauce or something on the chicken. You know, don't put no hot sauce on my chicken. You know, she might make some chili or something. He add some cheese. Might cut up an onion or something and put it in there. Hey, don't be putting nothing in my chili. And these be grown people, man. Marriage is just... But anyway, man, that's enough of that, man. And yeah. 5 said to me, 5 asked me a question. You know, I noticed you said in your videos that some people just don't know how to be married. But what about you? And I know they feel like I didn't answer it because I really done told 5 a bunch of times. Like when 5 be like, man, why you won't marry nobody? Like, why you ain't married? And I say flat out, I don't even know how to be married no more. I don't know how to be married to these people. Cause I'm not gonna. I don't know how to be what they want. And they all the time, no, they gonna tell me what it is. What I say ain't never good enough. Man, I don't even know how to be married no more. Nah, you just bougie. You be too picky. But the people who I don't marry, it be like Islamic reasons, man. Like even with me, this I could say this from the very beginning through the door, so that nobody waste their time. I don't care if you got money like Beyonce. I don't care if you got Beyonce money. I don't care whoever you think is the most finest, most shapely woman on this planet. I don't care if you got shape and body like that. I don't care if you feel like you got the best sex to touch this planet. If you don't cover properly, let alone at all, if you don't cover at all and you don't cover properly, I'm not going to marry you. That don't mean I think I'm all that. I'm not going to marry you. If you wear weave and fake eyelashes, I'm not going to marry you. And if you have dogs or a dog, I don't care if it's this big, I don't care if it's that big, I don't care if it's outside, I don't care if it's in the cage, I'm not going to marry you. I'm not going to marry you. And I make that clear up front. But then sometimes people be like, well, you know, and I make it clear to the Wakil, you know what, brother said, nah, you don't cover, you got a dog. It's a no for him. Well, let me talk to him. Let me explain. So I'd be like, all right, man, I'll listen to her. I hear him out. Oh, well, the reason why I have a dog is because of this. Oh, okay, alhamdulillah. That ain't gonna change my mind. Oh, well, the reason why I don't cover is because of this, that, and the third. Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Oh, and the reason why I wear weave is because of this, and this. You don't have to ever worry about it because you will never see me in it. Okay, you're right. I ain't gonna see you in it. Because I made it 100% clear I'm not marrying a woman. It could have just been one of them. You could not have a dog and not have weave and don't cover. I'm not going to marry you. You could cover, not have a dog, but wear weave. I'm not going to marry you. You could not wear weave and cover properly, but you got a dog. In the house, outside the house, in the cage. I'm not going to marry you. But then they'll be like, oh, well, you don't communicate. What you mean? I said from the get-go, just because you want to tell me why, I'm not going to knock that. I'm not going to say nothing bad about you. Those are your choices. Because Five even asked me, like, do you feel like you could communicate to what people feel? What they feel. Just like, for instance, if a person who's going to walk around and just, because of the OCD and this and that, and just look for stuff to say, I'm not going to knock them. I'm not going to say you're a bad person. We can still be cool. I'm just not going to marry you because you're going to always find something wrong. And I'm a mild-mannered person. I'm getting older in life, man. I want to sit back and relax. I don't want to be sitting back arguing, man, with some, or just a female feeling like you need to explain yourself because you put some pepper on their food. Or it's just like, let's say a brother married to his wife and he cooked, but he likes spicy food. But his wife doesn't. But he do all the cooking. And imagine him saying, well, you know what? Every time I cook, I ain't gonna never make food that's not spicy. Because I don't like food that's not spicy. He gonna be horrible. Oh man, you terrible. You inconsiderate. But she could say, I'm never gonna cook food that's spicy because I don't like spicy food. But sometimes it's due to the disorders, the way that their mind work. So that's why I wouldn't marry a person like that. Because when that disorder is in them and they just been like that their whole life, I've never seen nobody fix it. They need pills and then eventually their relationship end. I ain't marrying to be hopping in and out of a marriage. Because like I said, I'm mild-mannered. You got to be cool for me. That's not a cool person, man, who always tripping. Like, I'm just going to follow you around the house and go check and look at everything you did. I'm going to look at what you put in the refrigerator. I'm going to see where you set your cup. And they be serious. Ain't no man finna do that. Just like even if a woman did it. A dude did that to a woman. It's going to get old to him. But like I said, I'm not knocking them. I'm not saying they bad people. It's just the way that I am. It's just not going to work. And then it's the same thing for me because I know I have ways that's not going to be appealing to people. You might not see me in the freshest of cars or jumping around in this and that, or like my home. Like my house going to look like the masjid. Some people want their house to have TVs and decor and all that. I'm probably never going to be that again. And I know for some sisters that don't catch their eye, it ain't material enough. But I you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's just me. And I don't get mad. Oh man, I never marry a brother who like that. I don't blame you. Because it's not for you. So anyway, man, enough on that, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, I'm going to say this to Five real quick. Because it's funny to me. She probably don't even think I remember this. I ain't gonna say the whole scenario, but do you remember all them years ago when this probably about 2017 when some cat got you to drive all the way to some little city? I mean, I remember you was going there to look for some property, but remember you hit me up on the phone like, I ain't gonna go into it, but just do you remember that when dude, wherever it was, I know it was far away, a couple of hours. What was that, like 2017? But man, fire my people, man. You know what I'm saying? But you know, all I'm saying is, man, brothers, pay attention. Sisters, pay attention. These things be red flags. That don't make them bad people. But these is just things where people gonna have problems in the marriage. These things is problematic. Where people might be together but they not happy. People want to be happy, man. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, let me touch this little thing about the jinns real quick. So this is Surah 72. It's called the Jinn. And even when you really read it and look at it, you're gonna see it ain't got nothing to do with Jewish people. So like when it starts off in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? So it says, say, Allah is telling the Rasul to say, it has been revealed to me that a group of jinn listened to the Quran. And the jinn said, indeed, we have heard a wondrous recitation. So this is because the Rasul can't see the jinn, Allah Azza wa Jal is letting him know. Now, Rasul could see some Jews listening to the Quran. He's seen the Jews listen to him all the time. So this is something being revealed to him so that he couldn't see. So just off that alone, that's letting you know this ain't got nothing to do with the Jews or European Americans, right? So the jinn said, indeed we have heard a wondrous recitation which guides to the right path. So the jinns was listening to the Quran and they said, we heard a beautiful recitation was guides to the right path. So now we have believed in it. So now this group of jinns is saying, we believe in the Quran. We believe in Islam. And we will never associate anyone with our Lord again. We're done with the shirk. So the explanation where it says, say, the tafsir on it is, O Messenger of Allah, to the people. Now where it says, it has been revealed to me, the tafsir of, it has been revealed to me that a group of jinn listened to the Quran. The tafsir says, Allah directed the jinn to Allah's messenger, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, so that they might hear Allah's revelation, Allah's wahi, and so that proof will be established against them and the blessing be perfected for them, and so they might be warners to the other jinns. You see what I'm saying? So now it's coming to where the Quran is also going to be a proof against them, because we know Allah is going to fill the hellfire up with what? Jinn and mankind and stones, which is going to be from a lot of those idols, those statues that people made and worshipped, and that stuff is going to keep the fire hot. So like sometimes it'll say jinn, men, and stones, right? So the jinn going to be going to the hellfire too, and the Quran is also going to be established against them, right? So check out what it says. Allah instructed his messenger, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to tell people about the jinn. When they came to him, they said to one another, the jinn, listen attentively. And when they listened attentively, they understood the meanings and the truth reached their hearts. So some of the jinns accepted Islam, basically, right? And they said, the jinn, indeed, we have heard a wondrous recitation that is something most amazing and sublime. The tafsir of which guides to the straight path, it says, the right path, well, which guides to the right path. Tafsir, the right path is a comprehensive term that includes everything that guides people to that which is in their best interest in both their religious and worldly affairs. So the right path, the Quran, when it guides you to the right path, is saying the path is a comprehensive term that includes everything that guides people to that which is in their best interest in both their religious, right, and worldly affairs, in their Islam and their deen, in the deen and the dunya. So when they said, so we have believed in it, and we will never associate a partner with our Lord. Thus they combined faith. The Tafsirs. Thus they combined faith, which includes all good deeds, and piety, which implies refraining from evil. So it says, continuing on, they refer to the reason that prompted them to believe, which was what they learned from the teachings of the Quran and what it contains of advice, benefits, and the call to avoid harm. That is a great sign and definitive proof for the one who walks in its light and follow its guidance. Man, walhamdulillah. Imagine walking in the light of the Quran, of the deen, and following its guidance. Right? This is beneficial iman that leads to all that is good and is based on the guidance of the Quran. And Allahu Akbar. It's different from faith based on customs or upbringing and what one is used to and the like, for that is faith that is based on traditions, which is a risk of being shaken when exposed to specious arguments and doubts and many other things that could undermine it. See how this brought just see how this brought the jinn around? Then it continues, ayah number 3, he exalted be the majesty of our Lord, has neither a wife nor a child. See, they fell into the Christianity beliefs where, and the Bani Israels, where they say that Allah had a wife that's an angel, and then the Christians started to say Jesus was his son. So look what they said. He neither had a wife nor a child. The fool among us, referring to Iblis, because remember, Iblis, Shaitan, is a jinn. So it said, the fool among us, Iblis, has been uttering extravagant lies about Allah. So not only is Shaitan tricking mankind, he was tricking the jinn first. You understand? And as long as he can trick the jinn to be unrighteous, they're going to do his dirty work and help him trick the people. This is why you want angels and stuff around to help protect you from the jinn. This is why you want to be on your deen to the best of your ability, because the jinn is very dangerous. And let me get to some more of what the jinn say, because this is a deep surah. So it says, although we thought that no human or jinn would ever tell lies about Allah. So while they thought no human or jinn would lie about Allah, they realizing this stuff that we've been believing that was of lies, we never imagined that it could be lies, because we thought no human or jinn would lie about Allah. But now we realize Shaitan, Iblis, has been uttering extravagant lies about Allah. So with the Tafsirs, with the Tafsir of he exalted be the majesty of our Lord, that is, exalted be his greatness and sanctified be his names. So where it says has neither a wife nor a child, they learned about the majesty and greatness of Allah, which highlighted to them the falseness of those who claim that Allah has a wife and a child, because to him belongs greatness and perfection in every sublime attribute. Having a wife or child is contrary to that, because it is the opposite to the idea of complete independence and self-sufficiency. The fool amongst us, the fool among us, Iblis, has been uttering extravagant lies about Allah. The Tafsir says, that is, saying things that are far removed from what is true, thus transgressing the limit. Nothing made him do that except his foolishness and lack of reasoning. Otherwise, if he had been mature in thinking and had any shred of dignity, he would have known what is appropriate to say. So although we thought that no human or jinn would ever tell lies about Allah, that is, we were deceived before. We were deceived before that by the leaders of the jinns and humans. So we thought well of them, and we thought that they would not dare to tell lies against Allah. Therefore we followed their path before this. But today the truth has become clear to us, so we have turned back to Allah and submitted to Allah, and we do not care what anyone says that is contrary to true guidance. This is the jinn. This is the jinn. Let me get to some of this right here, because I want to get to ayah number 11. This 72:6, right? This ayah number 6. Some individuals amongst mankind used to seek refuge with individuals from the jinn, and the jinn only increased them in tyranny. So like we know about certain people who went to the jinn to help them build kingdoms, right? Just like some people use black magics and deal with the jinns. I know of some Sufi sects, some black Sufis that play with the jinns, you know. And like I said, they came to the jinn seeking refuge with them, and then the jinns these individuals amongst the jinn, but the jinn only made them worse. So they thought, as you did, that Allah would never send anyone as a messenger, right? So the Tafsirs, some individuals among mankind used to seek refuge with some individuals among the jinn, and they only increased them in tyranny. The Tafsir says, that is, those humans used to worship the jinn and seek refuge with them at times of fear and panic. So the humans increased the jinn in tyranny, that is, transgression and arrogance. When they saw the humans worshiping them and seeking refuge with them, it may be that the pronoun in the phrase, they only increased them in tyranny, refers to the jinn, and the word translated above as tyranny may mean fear. In other words, the jinn increased the humans in panic and fear, trying to scare them more when they saw them seeking refuge in them, so that they would turn to them and seek refuge with them. So instead of seeking refuge with Allah Azza wa Jal, because the jinn is scaring them more, fear-mongering them like the government do, now they're turning to them instead of Allah. When a human halted in a scary valley, he would say, I will seek refuge with the master of this valley from the foolish among its inhabitants. Tafsir of, they thought, as you did, that Allah would never send anyone as a messenger. That is, when they denied the resurrection, they fell into polytheism and transgressions. Ayah number 8. The jinn said, we saw news of heaven, and we found it filled with formidable guards and flaming fires. So anybody know about the shooting stars and the hadiths that go with this? So anyway, 9. We used to take up positions therein to eavesdrop But now, whoever eavesdrops will find a flaming fire waiting for them. This is what they refer to as shooting stars. So like when you see a shooting star or a flame flying across the sky, that's stuff being thrown at jinns that's trying to eavesdrop on the heavens. So it says, we saw the Tafsir, we saw news of the heaven. That is, we came to it and checked it, and we found it filled with formidable guards. Which would be who? Who are that, these? The angels. Who prevented us from reaching it. And flaming fire that was thrown at anyone who tried to eavesdrop. This is not how it used to be for us. We used to be able to get news of heaven. We used to take up positions therein to eavesdrops and get whatever news of heaven Allah willed. And, for the ones who know the hadiths of it, when they would get something that they eavesdropped from Jannah, by the time it got to the earth and amongst the other jinn, it had been changed and twisted up so much. Deep story, man. But now, whoever eavesdrops will find a flaming fire waiting for them. Tafsir says, that is, prepare for him to destroy him and burn him. In other words, this is a matter of great significance and is a new development. They were certain that Allah was going to bring about some major events on earth, either good or bad. Hence they said, so coming into 10 and 11, this is where I want to stop at 11, possibly 12. We do not know whether ill is intended for those on earth or their Lord intends good for them. So now in 11, the jinn says, among us were some who were righteous. Shaitan, Iblis, used to be extremely righteous. The most righteous amongst them all. Imagine going from the most righteous to the most wickedest in a matter of seconds. That can happen to your deen. You could be an extremely pious Muslim, and then within seconds, you can go to being a disbeliever. Among us were some who were righteous, and some who were otherwise. And we all followed different paths. Let me see what the Tafsir Sahdi say on it, because I want to break that down a little bit. We have realized that, this ayah 12, we have realized that we can never escape Allah's punishment on earth, nor can we escape him by fleeing. So where the Tafsir, the ayat, we do not know whether ill is intended for those on earth or their Lord intends good for them. The Tafsir state, that is, it must be either one or the other. For they had seen that things had changed for them in a way that they found strange. But with their intelligence, they realized that this was because of something that Allah willed. It was the qadr of Allah and would bring about on earth. So this is really letting you know what the earth was like before Adam got sent to it. For anybody who know about the Jinn wars and how Iblis was up in Jannah when Adam was created. So a lot of this is giving you a little bit of indication of what earth was like when it was just the jinn here, right? So check it out. They noticed that the world had changed, things was going on, and they realized Allah was doing it to them. So those words are indicative of their etiquette, because they attributed good to Allah as a wajel, but when referring to ill, something bad, they spoke in the passive, omitting referring to the doer out of respect towards Allah. So where it says among us were some who were righteous and some who were otherwise, which means they was evildoers, wicked people, and disbelievers. So you had righteous people and you had evildoers, wicked people, and disbelievers. Where it says we follow different paths. Now this is going to blow y'all mind. when you dig into more tafsirs and more explanations of this, because Sa'di don't really give it to you like other ones, because like I said, it's for the layman. So like it said, or your regular 9 to 5 Muslim, right? Where it says we follow different paths, that is various sects and groups with different whims and desires, each rejoicing in what they have. So, even with the jinns who accepted Muslim, listen to this. They also broke up into sects. They got jinns that Salafi, Sufi, Sunni, Shiite, Ashari, Deobandi, Tablighi. They just as broke up as we is. And they breaking it down. Like they said, they in various sects and groups. And they all got different whims and desires. They got Christians. If you listen to them, they believe in a little bit of both of what the Jews, where they say Allah had a wife, and then from the Christians who saying that Isa was the son of Allah, that Allah had a child. So they was up on some shirk, they up on some Christianity, they up on some false beliefs, and they still broke up like that. So even with the ones who accepted Islam, they broke up into sects and groups. They Salafi, they Sufi, they Athari, they Ashari. Ain't that something? And like it says, and each of them rejoicing in what they have. Just like Allah says about all of us that's broke up in sects. All of us rejoice in what we have. All of us is the right one. All of us. The Shiites think they right. The Asharis think they right. The Sufis think they right. The Salafis think they right. The Hanafis, the Malikis, the Hanbalis. No matter what they calling themselves, everybody think they right. And really don't understand, hey, this is really just a madhab. It's just a school of thought. Salafi, this is just a minhaj. This is just a methodology. You know what I'm saying? This is just that. So anyway, that's a little tafsir on it. So coming up to ayat number 12, we have realized that we can never escape Allah's punishment on earth, nor can we escape Allah by fleeing. That is, now the perfect nature of Allah, Allah's might, has become clear to the jinn, and we see how completely helpless we are, for our forelocks are in the hand of Allah, and we can never outwit, outsmart, be conniving. We're never going to get anything past Allah on earth. We can never escape Him if we flee and strive to find means of escape beyond Allah's power. There is no refuge from Allah except with Allah. Let me touch 13, just the ayats. I might not do the tafsirs because this got too long. Me going on about the marriage thing, man, I apologize. I'm done with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be through talking about it. But I wanted to answer the brothers in detail on, a lot of what I'm seeing in not other imams as if I'm one, but some of the things that they're talking about with the counseling and the things that's breaking up the marriages, and they all in different cities. They're seeing some of the same things. So ayah number 13, the jinn said, when we heard the guidance of the Quran, we believed in it. Whoever believes in his Lord will have no fear of detraction from his reward or injustice. Among us are some who submitted to Islam. Amongst us are some who submitted to Islam, and some who are wrongdoers. Whoever submits in Islam, it is they who have sincerely sought the right path. This is the jinn. That's 13, ayat 13, 14, where they saying some of us have submitted in Islam. Ayat number 15, As for the wrongdoers, the jinns is going to be the wrongdoers, they will be fuel for hell. And we'll stop at 15, man. You know what I'm saying? So, when you read the surah about the jinn, this is referring to the real jinn. This don't have nothing to do with the Jews or European Americans, as some of these brothers was told. You know, the European American part, I don't get me wrong, I've heard that. I know where it came from, and it was twisted in with the whole little rhetoric from the 70s about how all the white people was devils. Okay. So y'all know the group who kind of started some of that rhetoric and tying that as jinn, that the European American is the jinn and the Jew is the jinn. This isn't referring to no spook jinns. You know, as for the ones that say we don't believe in no spook in the sky, this is some of where that rhetoric came from. And like I said, in Yusuf Ali older translations, you could probably Google it. You could look it up. And I'm pretty sure everything else on Google. But in Yusuf Ali translations, in the footnotes, it was saying that the jinns was referring to the Jews. This wasn't about real jinns like a shaitan and this, that, and the third. So, you know, we might continue with the rest of it. But this is to give y'all some tafsirs on it, to keep y'all to get into the flow of tafsir Sahdi and just dealing with tafsirs to get some of those explanations and to clarify, to give you a stronger understanding of what you read when the English can't give it to you all the way. If nothing else, tafsir will help you get a stronger, more clear understanding of what the Quran is trying to give you. Tafsir Sahdi, that is. You know, I might even do these same 15 ayats from Ibn Kathir, so y'all can see the difference in how much more Ibn Kathir gives, where to give you some of the dalil for some of this. But anyway, man, you know how it is, man. What time it is, man? It's time for us to get ready to, me take my nap so I could pray. You know what I'm saying? Get my hour in or my 2 hours in. It's finna be 2 a.m. I'm gonna probably get up at 4 and do what I got to do. So, again, my apologies, man, for the little long stuff about the marriage. But wallahi, I hope it helps some people. I hope it helps some people stay married. I hope it helps some people put that little stuff aside and choose marriage. Like, imagine finding a good husband, but y'all don't get married, or y'all marriage only lasts 2 weeks because you got a problem with him having turkey bacon and beef sausage. And like I said, I'm naming one scenario, but this is a real thing in multiple marriages. Arguing because the brother or the sister want to eat fish and spaghetti. You can't eat fish and spaghetti. Let people eat what they want. Or get mad because their fish and spaghetti might touch on the plate. No, your food can't touch. Ugh, how can you eat that? Your food touching. Any of my food touch, I can't eat. But you'll eat a taco, all the stuff touching in the taco. You'll eat a burger with pickles, this, that, and that on it. Or little stuff, like real talk, arguments that go somewhere. The brother might take a bite out of his burger and eat some fries. Or might take some of the fries and put it on the burger and eat it together. They get mad because they got to eat all of their fries first, then they can eat the burger. Or they had to eat all of the burger first, then they can eat the fries. How can you do that? Or if they eating something with potato chips, they got to eat all their potato chips and then eat the grilled burger or the little grilled hot dog or whatever. This is real stuff, man. This is real stuff. And like what I said with the thing, Because Shorty had made some salads. And somebody added some cheese to the salad. And they don't be adding cheese to my salad. Nobody got to pick nothing that they wanted in the salad. Everything was already made in one big bowl. And I got to put it out there. Guess who put some cheese in their salad? Deeds. Hey, you know how me and Deeds play around? I was sitting around like, see, Deeds, that's why I can't take you nowhere. You gonna put pepper and hot sauce on the food, then turn around and put some cheese in the salad? Like really went in the refrigerator, got some slices of cheese and tore it up itself and put it. And Shorty was like, don't be put no cheese in my salad. I was like, Deez, that's why I can't take you nowhere. Deez go sit up there and put some cheese in this salad. I ain't even gonna stunt. I wanted to put some cheese in my salad, but I was through with it, man. Deez told her, I'm sorry, ma'am. And she was hot because Deez called her ma'am. Don't be putting no cheese in my salad. Like, they wasn't joking around. Like, they was really serious. Imagine, you know what I'm saying? But they always turn back to that when they talk to me. It's like, man, like, you really didn't marry me over that. I was like, but you said you wouldn't have married you too, right? You know what I'm saying? What? Even though we cool, we friends and this and that, I hit you up. Why you don't never talk to me about marriage anymore? Because I know you still the same way. We better off just how we is. I'll help you get married. You need some kill stuff, you know. You need some help with some questions, or you know you want to sign up for a class or something. I'm your Muslim brother. Relationship just not for me and you. You know what I'm saying? I'm too mild-mannered. Because I ain't going to say nothing. I ain't going to argue with you. I'm just going to be like, all right, I see where this headed. I'll just eat salad at home. Deez told him, I'm sorry, ma'am. Although I'm sitting up there in the house playing around like, see, Deez, that's why I can't take you nowhere. And me and Deez go everywhere together. Man, y'all pardon me, man. Let me get up off of here, man. Hey, Deez, man, that's my guy, man. Boy, if y'all knew some of the stuff me and Deez done seen, man, and been around, y'all be amazed. Alright, I'm gonna close on this a little bit, man. This video too long. Deez told me to tell y'all, man, when we talked to dude, we wasn't there when he put hands and feet on the imam. I was actually around the other side, and they was mad because the brother put feet and hands on the imam. I was on dude's side. Like, he trying to have this, like, you gonna have these women divorce this man, they got kids, so another dude can step in and not be the father that he is? Like, man, man had no business doing that, man. He should have talked to the brother first. You don't even know the real information. So, we didn't bump into the brother till like a month later. And we was over there and we was talking to him about it, man. Like, hey, man. Cause we heard he scraped him. Like it wasn't even close, man. Just flat out put leather on him. So he was like man, what went so bad, man, that you put that leather on boy like that, man? what made you bust the belt all the way out? And he said, I was trying to talk to him, man, and all he kept talking about was I wasn't no real man. A real man would do this, a real man would do that. You know, that ain't the way of the Salaf. We Salafis, we don't deal with the Tagut. So he said, dude told him he wasn't no real man one too many times. So he put that belt on him like a real man would. That's what he said. He used the word, I put the belt on him. You know what I'm saying? That's really like a Midwest Chicago type thing. Put that leather on him, I put that belt on him, I whooped him, I gave him a whooping. He said, man, so I beat his A like a real man would. He put the belt on boy. And I'm glad I wasn't there to see it, because if I would have knew the full circumstances, I probably would have watched it. At that time, this was probably about 2017, 18 maybe. But that's what he said, man. And look, you know, we still good with the brother today. We was around him. We didn't see him this year, but we was around boy last year. You know what I'm saying? Still doing excellent, man. You know, his son's them about 16. Anyway, man, that's enough of that, man. But yeah, man, he put belt on that booty, man. Tied boy shoes straight up, man. Gave him a new perspective on life. And you know a man put hands and feet on you, man. You start looking at life different. You know what I'm saying? Astaghfirullah, man. I feel bad for laughing because they both Muslim, but sometimes, man, you just need to stay out of people's business, man. But anyway, man, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.